welcome to Something to Talk About, and happy holidays and Merry Christmas for those of you who celebrate. And if you don't, Merry Christmas anyway. Tonight we have a very special edition of Something to Talk About. We are going to talk about some holiday traditions and do a little year reflection. So before I begin, I would like to thank my guests as well as my crew, because they're the same thing tonight. I would like to, one, say, JT, I miss you, please come back. But I would like to thank Colleen Moore, who is a volunteer here just like me, and she's sitting right next to me, and you'll meet her in just a moment. And I would also like to thank Mike Duval and Cory McNeil. They are staff members here, and they are also faithful and loyal crew members of my team, so I would like to thank them as well. And I would also like to thank Paul, my husband, for Daddy Date Night, and hopefully Gwyneth and Evan are sleeping soundly, and I hope they enjoyed their Christmas story tonight. And if you have a question at home, feel free to email me at talk@bcattv.org. I love to get email. I love to get email from you. So if you have comment, suggestion, question about tonight's show, or if you have a suggestion or idea for a future topic, please feel free to drop me a note at talk@bcattv.org. And now I would like to officially introduce Colleen, volunteer extraordinaire. And I cannot believe, well, thank you for joining me.
No problem, it's my pleasure.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
And it's actually Christmas
I know.
Day. Yes, well. It will be when everybody sees this. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
And my predecessor, Arlene DeRocco, when she used to do Open for Discussion, she always dragged the crew members in to ask them about their holiday traditions. And I'm like, payback time. So thank you.
You're welcome.
So as you've known, because you've seen all 23 of my episodes so far. Can you believe we made it a year?
I know, I can't believe it. It flew right by.
We made it a year and we were canceled halfway through the season.
I know.
All right, I digress. And you were worried we wouldn't be able to fill the time.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
How did you get involved in BCAT?
Well, I started volunteering with my church. We were just starting our own video program, and they had a relationship here with BCAT. And
so they already had the relationship established?
Yeah, they had already started doing videos and stuff. They were sending some things over. We were going back as far as using VHS tapes or sending VHS tapes to some studios. Oh, wow. But I kind of was helping in the background. All of the equipment kind of scared me a lot. You know, it's big.
It's expensive. It's big.
Expensive. It's big. It looks very complicated. I now know that it's not as complicated as it looks. But I was basically there as a support person. I kind of came in and I was helping with editing. I would capture the video for the person that was actually doing the editing, and I would put on the intro and the closing, and then he would take it from there. And then
you captured the video, yet you were nervous about technology.
I never edited. All I wanted to do was try to take some of the burden off of him, because it's very time-consuming to do all the editing. Yeah. So I kind of came in just so he wouldn't have to be here for the whole thing. You know, so I came in, did the intro, the closing, and then he would do everything else. Then, he kind of left our church, and the video ministry needed, someone to lead it and take it over. And I was the only one that was kind of involved in some way. Okay. So I ended up coming here, taking classes, learning how to do Final Cut, and started editing for our church. And then from that, I volunteered on some other things. I helped with football and concerts. And
yeah, I think I met you through Concerts on the Common.
Concerts on the Common, yeah, definitely. It's a good time. I really enjoyed doing that. I'd still like to do it,
Except for the mosquitoes.
The mosquitoes, that was a tough part. And football was great until it got really cold. I'm not a cold type person. I mean, I would go in like my snow pants and we have hand
standing
warmers
out doing camera and 20-degree weather. It's like
So I mean, a love for my ministry at church grew into something that was more of a volunteer thing, and just kind of spread out into really more interesting things. And now I get to do kind of small projects where I get to be more creative and not just editing the intro and closing. I can do more creative.
Do you do like
projects.
Inserts and like?
I never did any of that on my own until after until after I actually took over things. When the guy that was leading it left, that's when I kind of took over and started learning how to do, I would be all over these guys here at BCAT, watching over their shoulders and seeing, the projects that they were doing and checking out the, all of the graphics and the transitions and things that they would use. I would be taking mental notes. And same thing with, with like when I directed church. You did a lot of the directing at concerts.
I think you actually came here once when I was doing open for discussion.
It's possible. Yeah, I was on.
I think it was like
Arlene's
Cory
show.
or somebody is like, "Here, Linda, teach her how to direct."
Yeah, I was on her show one time, but that was that one time I went to Washington and there was some discussion.
Long before then.
Yeah, I did sit. Yeah, I technical directed.
I think you technical directed, and I'm like, it's easy. Just hit these buttons.
Yeah. But I mean, back then that would have been one of those things that scared me. I was really studying studio in a box at the time.
You were like the house expert on that now.
Now, yeah, but it took me like a year and a half or so of watching and listening to like all that time I was on camera during like concerts and stuff, and I'm just using a camera, but you didn't know it, but I'm listening to everything you said, and now that's really how I direct. I listen to everything.
I'm a role model.
I spoke the way you speak to the crew, and a lot of that carried over. So I mean, I do a lot of listening.
Hey, and of course, you are the resident expert now of Studio in a Box.
Yes.
And you received Volunteer of the Year award.
Yes, that was a huge honor.
When was that?
That
11?
I want to say it could have been 2010 or something like that. It was 9 or 10, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is really cool. That's impressive. And
that was
now you're on
a
the
huge
board.
honor. I am on the board. Yes, I am on the board at BCAT. But it's mainly just I consider it an honor to kind of be able to give some input, and use my opinions and get in on the discussion.
It's an honor to give your opinion. Well, I never thought of it that way. I'm just like, here's my opinion, take it or leave it.
Yeah, well, I really respect the organization of the, and what everything that is done here. So I take it very seriously, and I'm definitely happy to be on the board.
Cool. Well, I'm glad you're around.
Yes.
And I'm glad you volunteered for my show, because they're like, okay, Arlene decided that she's going to retire, and we want you to take over. I'm like, oh, okay, that sounds kind of fun, scary at the same time, because it's like you had said and like we had discussed, starting something new in video production is very intimidating. And I like being behind the scenes. And I directed Arlene's show for 8 years.
Right.
And then all of a sudden they said, okay, you're going to go in front of the camera. I'm like, no, please. But, so it's like, okay, if I'm in front of the camera, then I can't direct. Who's going to direct for me? And I was so excited when you volunteered. So
when I heard you talk about it, I said, this might be an opportunity to kind of learn a more digital format, because the Studio in a Box is very it's digital, but it's also very basic and analog and stuff a little bit. So I think when we upgrade, when Studio in a Box grows into something more HD and more digital, I'll be more prepared, to take on the Studio
plus,
in a Box.
just the more experience on different equipment. You learn the similarities between the equipment or among the different equipment, and then, it just gets easier after that.
Right.
So you're more transferable, those transferable skills.
Yes, it's valuable.
All right, let's get to our little holiday celebration.
Yes.
Now, you mentioned church.
Yes.
Do you celebrate Christmas?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Celebrated at we have a couple of different things we like to do at church every year. We get a group together and we go over to a nursing home in East Boston.
Oh, wow.
We sing Christmas carols for them.
Okay.
It's something I've probably done that about 6 or 7 years now.
I probably should have recruited you, because we just went to, my mom's group went over to Atria Longmeadow Place.
I read about that, yeah.
And I'm like, anybody, please come and sing with us. We had 4 moms.
You really?
That's it. We had the little kids, but the little kids were more interested in running around and handing out candy canes. So.
Oh man, one of our members is a resident over there.
Oh really?
I don't know if
beautiful place.
It's lovely, and she loves being over there. She's 98, and she's still got all her all her
All her
faculties.
marbles.
Oh yeah, she's sharp as a tack. Her name's
Wow.
Vivian. She's really sweet.
I'll have to keep an eye out next time.
Yeah, well, I'll let the pastor know you guys are. You think you go back and carol there again, or?
Well, caroling we only do once a year, but we've also started a monthly craft program.
Oh.
So we go over there. It's been on Monday afternoons where we provide a craft, and we, bring the kids because the residents love seeing the little
They
kids.
do. They do.
Even though some of them get annoyed because the kids are a little loud.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to control the attitude of a 3-year-old.
Yeah. Well,
And then when you have, 6 of them, it's that much harder.
Yep.
But anyway, I digress. So you do the caroling
Yes.
with your church down
Yeah.
in East Boston. Now, is there some connection? Do you have like a sister church down there?
No,
or-
well, actually, the connection happened. Pastor Kurt, who's our current pastor, he used to pastor a church in East Boston.
Oh,
and
okay.
he started a kind of like a Bible study over there for them. The residents that are Christian, he'll go over there and do a Bible study with them once a month. And then this is, it's kind of like part of something he does as an extension of what he does there.
Okay.
So we bring all the people down, and I mean, we had a good group this year. I think we had about 25 of us that came over.
Wow.
To sing, and usually they offer us, snacks and stuff afterwards, and we just visit for a little bit
Cookies, hot
after.
cocoa.
Cookies and hoodsies and stuff.
Oh,
They-
hoodsies. Oh.
Oh yeah, that's good stuff. And they do love the kids when the kids come. They're all in love with the kids.
Fun.
Yeah.
Now, do you do any like church pageants? Like my parents' church does their choirs do a Christmas concert and then go into a live nativity.
Oh, that must be awesome.
So I videotaped that a couple of years
Yeah.
and had to edit. We didn't have studio in a box, so it's like set up 3 cameras and then smush everything
Yes.
together. And
Yes.
yeah, that was fun.
ABC
Then my editor,
editing.
my editing system broke, and I also had 2 kids, and I told my brother, I don't think I can do it anymore.
Yeah, we had a choir. We didn't have a choir this year,
Oh, okay.
so we're not going to do like a choir performance. We do smaller specials. Like we'll have some people do solos, or this year I played my fiddle at the nursing home, and
Okay.
sometimes I play it at church. It's a little intimidating at church. I'm still very much a beginner, so it's.
I've heard you play, though. You're really good.
Thank
Fiddle
you.
is hard, though.
Well, it is. I think it just comes. Sometimes it comes. I feel like it comes naturally to me. I understand strings way more than I do like playing a piano or
Really?
something like
Okay.
that. I just understand what the strings and the fingers are supposed to do and stuff. So I don't struggle as much, to play the fiddle. But I do enjoy it. It's definitely a Christmas instrument. Yeah, the Christmas carols sound awesome on it.
Neat.
Yeah.
Gee, I should have had you bring it out here. You could have. No. No, I will not make you do that.
Thank you.
This year. Now, for your family, because you have kids that
Yes.
aren't real little anymore, but
No.
do you have any like family traditions, either when you were a kid or that you instilled in your kids as they were growing up?
The one thing we always used to do, and the kids always expect this too, even now, we would open a gift like on Christmas Eve when they were little.
We did that too, and they were always new pajamas.
We always got to pick. We always got to pick, and my mother
okay.
used to always say, "Don't always go for the biggest one. It might not be the one you really want the most." And as a kid, we just didn't listen. You know what I mean?
You always went for the big one?
We always went for the big one, and the little one was always the better one, the one that we really asked for, and we really totally forgot about the stuff we asked for, because you always ask for like 100 things when you're a kid. You don't remember
Yeah, that's true.
the stuff that you really asked for. So, but we followed that too. So my mother let us do one on Christmas Eve, and then our kids wanted to do that. So we kind of did that, and we were always allowed to in the morning, we weren't allowed to wake up super early with our parents. But they said if we were allowed to have our stockings.
Okay.
If we got up early, we were allowed to have our stockings and take that back to our rooms, and then we could get up.
I like that tradition.
Yeah, well, I mean, it gives you, and my mother always put really cool stuff in our stockings, so it kept us entertained, so we didn't have to get them up at 7 o'clock or something.
Oh, 7. Wow, that's sleeping in. And
Oh, no, we would usually get up a lot earlier than that, but my parents were willing to be up by 7 or 8 o'clock. But the stockings would keep us busy.
Well, seeing that this first airs on Christmas, I could probably confess that my sister is going to surprise my kids. She's flying in from Rochester late Christmas Eve, and I'm picking her up at the airport. And then we were trying to figure out some way to like wrap her in a box or do something so when the kids wake up, we're going to tell them that Santa has brought, Santa brought Auntie Di.
Oh my gosh, you guys are terrible.
We are terrible. But I'm thinking, there's no way, because my sister's like, oh, why don't you get up early and set the video camera up and then go wake up the kids? I'm like, no, you don't understand. I do not get up before my kids. They're going to be up at 6 running out, Mommy,
Yeah.
Santa came.
Oh, definitely. They're always the first ones on the scene.
It's like, dude, don't you know the word sleeping in?
I know. You have to stay up so late getting everything wrapped and ready, and then they get up right on the bed, at least 5 o'clock.
You can't even say sunrise because I wouldn't mind sleeping to sunrise. In the middle of winter, it's like 8 o'clock.
Sunrise, yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I'm liking the stocking thing. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it keeps them busy. It's always something good to eat in there and something good to play with in there.
Good to eat like M&Ms, perhaps.
We used to always the sticky, the caramel balls, those caramel popcorn balls.
Oh yeah.
We used to get those all the time, and they were so good. And eating them at like 5 a.m. is even better.
You get stuck in your teeth.
Gives you something to brush when you.
Yeah, I think we might be getting toothbrushes in our stockings this year.
I always
Little
put
special
toothbrushes in
request.
there. So I always got to put something in there that you need.
Yeah. Well, now, like, the dentist keeps telling me, oh, you need an electric toothbrush. They're so much better. Yeah, but you might as well, like, give your left arm in order to pay for the electric toothbrush. They're expensive.
Or the refills, too.
The refills.
They're like $30. My husband has one.
Thank you. Yes, exactly. It's like $30 for a toothbrush. I could go get a manual one for $3.
Yeah, I know. You could get like 4 or 5 manual ones for that amount of money.
We digress.
Yes, we did.
Okay. Well, you kind of answered this with the whole Christmas tradition of the stockings and the one present, but is there any, like, one particular memory that totally stands out in your mind?
Yeah, we when we were kids, it has
Like
to do
the Christmas tree falling over and,
No, it was I have 4 brothers and sisters, and my grandmother made each of us stockings. And the stockings that I have, the stocking I have now is the one I had when I was a kid.
Oh, cool.
And it's kind of big. And when we were kids, after we were done dumping our stockings out, we would put them on, and we would run around in them. Like when we were little, we would put both feet in and like hop around in it and stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of our cool memory with when we were kids.
Do you still put it on?
I wanted trying to preserve it. It's already starting to kind of like how knit things open up now and then. So I'm trying to be good to my stocking, but definitely some good fun memories with the stockings.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I decided when I was still dating my now husband, it turned out to be the Christmas right before we got engaged. I had cross-stitched him a stocking, and then I ended up, after we got married, cross-stitched myself a stocking. And then, my daughter was born in October, so probably her second Christmas, because I didn't have enough energy for her first Christmas, but I cross-stitched her a stocking. My son is now 3.
Haven't made one yet, have you?
No. I started.
Okay.
I have like this much done. So hopefully by the time he graduates from college, he will finally have a cross-stitch stocking. Because right now he's got the dollar store special with the glitter glue spelling out his name. Okay, and it just doesn't look right on the mantle. So, anyway.
You can get away with that now because he's very little, and
I think I might. might have it in me to get it done for next year.
All right. So then he can be a part of the family then?
So then he could be part of the family. Yeah. Then I'll have to make one for the cats or something, but no. No, they don't get one.
They don't get one. No.
They'll get the dollar store special.
There you go. All you need is something little, to put the treat in,
Exactly.
That's all.
And one cat doesn't even like the treats. Oh. She'd rather eat the tree.
The tree. Yeah.
Actually, I have a great picture of my son when he was he 1 or was he 2? I don't remember. When he was probably 1 because he was just able to walk and we had the fence around the tree. It's a picture of him grabbing onto the fence and going for a branch and his mouth is open and he's like ready to take a chomp out of the branch.
Do you guys have a real tree?
We do.
You do? Okay, maybe that's
Yes.
why he likes it.
Maybe that's why. But, maybe too, that it must have been when he was like 14 months old and teething or something. I don't know.
It's possible.
But you know what? I'm going to, actually, one more question, and then we're going to rotate.
Rotate.
And I'm going to put you on the spot. Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Well, I actually do. I want to be, let's see.
Mine is to finish my son's stocking.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, we're not going to finish that stocking.
I'm
going to pin you down on that one.
Okay.
I'm going to check it
All
out
right.
next.
We have it proof,
Yes. I'm going to make you
live on the air.
accountable. Yes. New Year's resolution. I think it would probably be to improve as a fiddle player. It's definitely something that I'm passionate about. I love it. And
Now, you're self-taught or are you taking lessons?
well, I have always, I am not self-taught, no.
Okay.
I've had a couple of different styles of teaching. I started off with classical, and then, I had to stop taking lessons for a little while, and then my son took lessons, and then I got back into it, and that's when I started taking fiddle lessons. So, and I found that I like fiddle lessons much better than regular classical music. Fiddle music is by ear. So I want to be a better player by ear. And so I can read music, but I don't follow it very well, and I find I play much better without it. So I'm trying to be a better player by ear.
Fun.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to hold you to that, too.
Yes, all right.
And at some point...
Oh, no, wait. I think it's time to switch.
I wasn't going to say by next Christmas. I was just going to say some point before I retire from the show.
Oh, all right. I can live with that.
Maybe we could, now that you're an editor extraordinaire,
Yes.
we can shoot some video of you performing and then you can edit like a 3-minute piece or something.
Oh, I think we can work that out.
Maybe,
yeah.
that would work too.
Yeah.
So, oh, wait, one more thing.
Okay.
As a thank you, it's not much. I think this is yours. Yes, this is yours. I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of your
Thank you
help over
very
the past
much.
year.
You're welcome. And thanks for having me on your show. On this side of the camera.
On this side of the camera.
On this
Now
side.
get back there. No, don't forget to take off your mic.
Oh, all right. Hold
Or
on.
else, you'll do the dog on a leash thing and
Can I get it off? Wait a second. I need 2 hands.
need 2 hands.
Yep. There we are.
All righty. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now, I'm not going to sing Jingle Bells or anything. I'm hoping that we can send Mike out here. Or Cory. And here comes Mike.
Hey.
And we don't have a tally light, so I don't even know what camera's on.
I think it's 2.
It's 2.
It's probably
Yes,
2.
It's 2.
Yes, who's been...
Because all we have to do is look at the monitor. and-
Yeah. You gotta adjust that shot now. I'm much taller than Colleen.
Okay. Yeah, well, how are you going to do it? So you're like up about here.
All right.
Okay.
Call it good.
There we
I'll
go.
slump.
There
I'll
we
slouch
go.
if I have to.
Slouch if you have to. Oh,
What's that? No, that's good.
gotta
Yeah,
love
that's good.
these multitasking crew.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming. And
Well, thank you for having
help.
a show.
Job security.
Yeah,
perhaps?
exactly.
Exactly. So anyway, you are celebrating, or getting close to celebrating your first year.
My first year,
anniversary.
yeah. My first day was December 17th of last year, so we just
Okay.
hit the 1-year anniversary. Thank you.
And you're still here.
I haven't been fired
You
yet.
haven't- And I haven't been
I say yet
canceled,
as though
so
it's a
we're
certainty,
going-
but no.
It's because you're left-handed.
I know.
We were joking about that when you first showed up.
Yeah.
And I remember on my first show or second, I think my second show, my guest, it was her birthday the next day, and I had a birthday cake.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
you cut the
I remember
cake,
that,
and
yeah.
you were left-handed. And I'm like, that's why you're hired.
It's a perfect fit.
And at the board meeting, Jen said, we hired the new person. And everybody around the table just looked at her and said, is he left-handed? Or are they left-handed? Because we didn't even know your gender.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. Because it just seems like, is it the left brain, right brain thing where everybody's
must be,
just
yeah.
creative or something?
I think that's what it is. Yeah, left brain is the whole. That shot's too.
Slump.
There we go.
Yeah,
But yeah, the whole left hand and the right brain creative side. I guess that kind
There you go.
of comes out.
Okay, so you've been at BCAT for
A whole
a
year
year-ish.
Yep.
Did you just graduate?
I just graduated
you out in the
from.
world
No, I graduated in May of 2012 from
Oh,
UMass
okay.
Amherst. Degree.
I took a class at UMass Amherst.
Oh, that's right. You were 5 college too.
I was a 5
We've
college.
talked about that a
I
little.
was like the official 5 college student.
Very nice.
I had to do something at each of the 5 colleges.
Oh, I wish I had
and
the time to do that.
Yes, that included wrestling sheep at the Hampshire College Farm Center and driving a dump truck.
Oh,
Because
fun.
I drove a standard transmission.
Right,
and
yeah.
That's why they hired me. So anyway, you went to UMass Amherst.
I
Now, are
did,
you
yeah.
from out there?
No, I'm actually. Well, I originally grew up in Connecticut,
Okay.
and I moved up here with my family when I was 13
Okay.
because my stepfather got a job in Cambridge,
Oh. Okay.
and he was commuting both ways, morning and night,
To Connecticut?
from Connecticut to
Ew.
Boston or Cambridge, there and back both. twice a
Burlington
day.
to Cambridge is a pain. I can't
Yeah.
imagine going, ooh.
So my parents decided, that's enough of that. You don't
Yeah.
need to.
Especially with gas being, $4.50
Yeah.
a gallon. And
I was going into 8th grade. My stepfather's youngest son had just graduated high school, so it was just a perfect time. Like I wasn't in high school, I wasn't going to have the whole
yeah.
oh,
Those
he's going to be
formative
separated from his
years.
friends and all
Yeah.
that.
Well, you're still separated.
I mean, I
from
was,
friends,
but I think it's harder to kind of readjust
But
to
when
a
you
new,
transfer
a
to
new
a
group in
new
high school. Yeah.
So did you actually go to Burlington?
I went to Belmont actually.
Belmont.
I'm still living there
Okay.
right now with the family, which
My
is
high school roommate grew up in Belmont.
Yeah. Very cool.
Long time ago. Galaxy far, far away. No,
Was this when
actually
you were
not.
living in Florida or?
No, before I lived in Florida.
Okay.
I grew up in Western Mass. I
Okay.
grew up in Chicopee. Was a 5 college student, so I went to school a whopping 15 miles from home. Graduated, worked in Springfield for a couple of years, then packed up a U-Haul, drove to South Florida for a couple of years, then came back to Boston.
Very cool.
And, well, came back to the Boston area.
Right, yeah.
I never lived in Boston. I never.
No.
But I worked in Boston.
Did
I
you?
worked in Allston. And ended up eventually getting married and wanted to buy a house. And you basically can't afford a house in Newton
No.
anymore. So we looked at, a friend of mine suggested Burlington. This is
Yeah.
close enough to be to the city, to be
It is.
in the
It's,
city,
like,
but
perfect.
far enough away to be not in the city.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, okay, we could actually afford it. We had something to show for what we were going to pay for a house. And
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Great place to
Yeah.
live.
Burlington's great.
And
Love it
found
here.
out, I think it was a whole year after we moved here, found out about BCAT because I was doing Citizen Police Academy
Okay.
over with Burlington PD and met, I don't know if it's your predecessor or not, but met one of the production coordinators from BCAT
Okay.
and I said, you have a cable access station here? I did cable access a long time ago. So anyway,
Yeah.
so now when you went to UMass, did you major in broadcast or communications?
I was
or were you like a
communications.
history major or something?
I came in undeclared.
Okay.
I wanted to do music,
Okay.
but I had braces for most of high school, and I didn't really want to practice my trumpet. And
Oh yeah, that would hurt.
it hurt a lot. It was
Yeah.
rough.
Yeah.
But I still was able to keep involved in music. I just did the marching band, and I did like the basketball band and
Okay, you
a
had
couple like
basketball
concert.
band?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
our basketball team, as of this taping, is ranked number 22 in the country, which is awesome.
Your
Um,
college Minuteman?
yes.
Okay.
Go Minutemen. So I came in undeclared, and my second semester I took a course that was kind of like it was like a 1-credit course, met once a week for an hour to kind of like help undeclared majors kind of find what they wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
Um,
And it wasn't phys ed.
it wasn't phys ed.
It wasn't bowling, you know.
No. I was actually a theater major it ended up being about a year and a half.
Okay.
And then the whole time commitment of marching band and the other stuff I was more involved. Like I joined the fraternity that was associated with the band, so that took up a lot of time.
There's a
And
band fraternity?
unofficially, yes. I mean,
Okay.
it is an official fraternity. It's nationwide.
Okay. It's just not official.
It's not like the official band fraternity.
Okay.
It's just a music service fraternity that a lot of the guys happen to be in the marching band, and that's how you find out about it, really.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So I did that for a while, and the theater major thing kind of conflicted because it would take a lot of time to do the shows, and I didn't
Okay.
have that kind of time. And
Now, were you more interested in being the actor, or were you more interested in being like the lighting guy?
yeah, that was kind of the other reason that I kind of switched out because I couldn't really decide where I wanted to go.
Okay. So
so-
here you are, and I drag you in front of the camera.
Yeah. But no, I had a couple friends who were communications majors, and they told me all about it. And
Excellent.
one of them, I think he did public access for a year or so, and then he works now at WBZ,
Oh, okay.
and he does like sports broadcasting for
Wow.
Endicott College now.
Excellent.
Yeah, so he's enjoying it. He
Cool.
really is using his degree, which is awesome, and I am now too. So
Yay! Yeah, I remember the first job I got, it was for a public broadcasting, or a PBS member station. And, okay, I was a psychology major. Somebody else that worked there was a history major. Somebody else there was a math major. I'm like, did anybody major
Yeah.
in this? So, anyway. Okay, next question. Or did you have anything to add about your background? No,
no,
okay.
we're good.
Everything is
I graduated, and it was awesome.
Awesome.
UMass was fun.
Or Zoomass is.
That's what they call it. Yeah.
No reason for that. Do you celebrate Christmas?
I do. Yep.
And do you have any fun traditions that you like to celebrate? Like either, growing up when you were really little,
Yeah.
or that you've heard about that you want to.
Well, I think Colleen was mentioning it. You open one present on Christmas Eve. Yeah, my family does that too.
Did you always do pajamas?
That was the idea. Yeah, it was either pajamas or like a new pair of slippers.
Ours was always pajamas because they wanted pictures on
Exactly.
Christmas morning to look nice.
And so you can have a present that you can love and feel warm in and go to bed wearing. It kind of gets you excited about
Yeah.
going to bed.
Yeah, right.
Which is good for the parents too.
Good for the parents.
And there was one year, I forget when it was, like maybe 7 or 8 years ago. My family, the way it kind of works in my house is you get one like kind of big present,
Okay.
and then you get a whole bunch of like small like
Okay.
little gift items like clothes and
Okay. So it's like the present and then
Yeah.
stuff on wrap.
yeah, pretty much. And there was one year where we were doing the whole Christmas Eve present thing,
Okay.
and my parents kind of just grabbed the one they wanted each of us to open, and I was expecting a new pair of slippers, and I opened it, and it was my iHome that I had asked for. It was like the big present. You have the iPod, like music
Cool,
player,
yeah.
and the speakers. It's like a radio and everything.
Yeah.
It's a really cool, big electronic thing that
Wow.
was like the big
The
present for me
thing.
that year,
Wow.
and they accidentally gave it to me the day before. So
And then you're like, I don't even need to show up tomorrow morning.
could have just slept in and tried it.
Yeah, no, sleeping in was not an option.
No.
See, the problem with when we grew up was there was always that one present that we really wanted. And if my brother found that one, the rest of the presents didn't matter. Because he would sit there. There was one year that I think he wanted like this racetrack where it was like remote controlled, and okay, we're going back to the early 70s where it was like, corded.
Yeah.
And he really wanted this racetrack. And he found the racetrack. And apparently it took him 3 days to unwrap the rest of his presents because all he wanted to do was play with the racetrack.
Wow.
And my grandparents came down from Vermont and they wanted to go home, but they couldn't because he still hadn't unwrapped all of his presents yet. So it's like, okay, from now on we hide his favorite presents, in another room or somewhere because as soon as he opens it, all bets are off.
That's great.
And even today, he still does that. You give him a present, he's got to take it out and play with it for an hour and a half. And Dan, come on, time to
Yeah.
open. So, Anyway.
Oh, another great tradition I just remembered, because we haven't done it in the past couple of years now that we're all, me and my 2 siblings are all college age, or post-college now. But another kind of thing you were talking about where the parents kind of delay the big rush downstairs as long as possible was Santa always left us one present in our room. Like we each had like a little mini Christmas tree, and we would wake up early morning and find that present, and that would keep us occupied until, 7:30, whenever our parents were caffeinated enough to go downstairs.
You guys are giving me some good ideas here.
Yeah. We're giving Santa some good ideas.
Yes, you're giving Santa some good ideas. That's true.
Yeah.
Although my daughter, I think she was trying to score some brownie points or something. Because she's pretty funny when it comes to, I don't know where she comes up with this stuff. Mm-hmm. Santa was at BCAT last week, a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And I wanted to bring, since I am involved in BCAT and I'm terrified of the mall right now, want my kids to see Santa. Now let's go to BCAT. No, I don't want to go. She was 3. No, I don't want to go. Well, who's going to tell? You got to tell Santa what you want. No, you tell him. Well, what do you want? I don't know. Just make something up. And this year,
well, that's helpful.
This year she told Santa, we came here and thankfully she showed up this year. Mm-hmm. Her little brother, who is now 3, was terrified, but at least he made it to the studio. She didn't even want to make it to the building when she was 3. So she comes in. I want a surprise present.
I heard her say that, yeah.
Okay. You better not change your mind on December 23rd, kid, because Santa needs a little bit more leeway, lead time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. All right. Sorry.
Okay.
Little wheels turning with smoke
Can
starting
see the
to come
smoke
out
pouring
there.
out of your ears.
Exactly. The dazed look in my eyes.
Yeah.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions?
New Year's resolutions.
Or any old year resolutions?
Old year resolutions.
Yeah, last year ones that I didn't get around to.
Well, I mean, when I graduated from college, my resolution was to find a job that year, and I did. So that's good. Let's see. I guess I'm going to kind of follow what Colleen was saying with the music. Just because I played trumpet in high school and college. And since I graduated, which is now a year and a half, I have not played it since. And I feel really guilty about that. Because it's sitting there in my room, and the case is just looking me in the eyes, saying, "Play."
Now, what kind of music do you like to play? Are you more like a jazz type, or blues, or?
I mean, we did a lot of like the classical kind of, trying to think of any like important like major songs that we played. The standard like concert band kind of repertoire. Vaughan Williams.
But if you were to pick it up now, what would you? Like if you were to try to find an outlet.
I would like to try to find like a community band kind of thing that works with my schedule.
What? The world does not cater to 2 to 10.
To the nights a weekend guy?
Yeah, nights and weekends.
Sometimes yes, but not entirely.
Now you had said something, and I'm trying to remember now what it was that spawned, the next question for me, and I'm totally forgetting it.
That's okay.
Which I do all the time, but I think it had to do with like Christmas traditions. I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I cut you off a little bit.
No, I just, I think I just need more caffeine in my diet. But anyway, I think maybe we should switch again.
Okay.
But I have your present too.
Oh, thank you so much.
Which shouldn't really come as a surprise because it looks exactly like Colleen's and JT's because he decided to blow me off again. He doesn't love me anymore.
That's not true.
It's because I didn't recognize him after he shaved and like buzzed his hair.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I walked right by him and didn't recognize him, and I think he took it personally. So,
you might have.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, and hopefully we'll be having the same conversation again next
I think
year.
we will. I'm looking forward to it.
And don't forget to take off your mic or you'll do the
dog
on the leash thing.
Yeah.
And you need to send Cory out.
I will. Cory, if you're back there, it's your turn.
Cory, you're up. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Here he comes. Oh, he's eating. You having a brownie? Cupcake? Cupcake, yes, my bribery for my crew.
Yes, you should have them out here. I'll leave that for the best.
Yeah, the Dust Bunny's probably gonna, eat it. Dust Bunny decided to get festive tonight.
Into the holiday mood.
Into the holiday spirit, wearing his, her, its,
Its.
Santa helpers. I do not know the gender of Dust Bunnies.
Maybe they just recreate or something like by symbiosis or whatever the scientific term
Yeah,
is.
I
They
forget what the
they
scientific
split
term is.
off like cells. You'll have 2 of these, then 4.
2 cupcakes or 2 Dust Bunnies? Oh, I have more than 4 at home.
Yeah, no, we want to. Can you make cupcakes that will split off on their own? Because that would be awesome.
That would be cool.
Except, I'm afraid that I probably
and-
gain infinite amount of pounds as they split off after eating
No,
them.
actually, after they split, the calories are divided in half.
Oh, well, in
So
that
if you
case,
divide them enough,
they just float.
You'd lose weight.
You'd have to wait.
exactly.
That would be nice. Infinite Cupcakes. That could be the name of your company. Infinite Bakery. The bakery of forever.
No, but thinking of, things that don't have calories, and we will talk about Christmas eventually.
Yes.
Um,
How many calories does
friend-
Christmas have?
Too many. Well, it depends on how many
Not
candy
like not
canes
as much
are you
as
gonna
Thanksgiving
eat?
or October, but Halloween.
Had a friend whose grandmother had the rules about food.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat it in the kitchen, it doesn't count. If you eat it in the dark, it doesn't count. If you eat it standing up, it doesn't count.
What if you eat
You
it
know.
standing up in the dark in the kitchen?
Then you lose weight,
That's awesome. I
I
like
guess.
that.
And if you break it in smaller pieces, all the calories fall out through the cracks. And, I'm like, okay, I got to write some of these down.
And it's all true because otherwise,
And as far as how
why,
many,
it's on the internet, right?
it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Exactly. It's computers. It's high tech. It's the future.
It's on the internet. It's got to be true.
Exactly.
I had a nickel for every time somebody told me that.
You'd have a lot of nickels.
But you were also thinking, you also mentioned Christmas. How many calories does Christmas have? Someday, I was actually thinking about this. I had someday I had a friend once from college who had a tree decorating party, and all of the Christmas decorations on the tree were all handmade. And she'd have a box of craft supplies, and you had to make all the Christmas tree decorations, which I think would be really fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm thinking, what about an edible Christmas decoration tree? Not the edible tree.
But wouldn't one of these days you'd
But-
like come to your tree and there'd be all these like eaten ornaments hanging, like there'd be like just the tops left with chew marks around it? Because
Yeah, probably.
people,
But I'm thinking, like the cranberry garland or the popcorn garland or the candy canes.
well, the
hanging on
expiration
it.
dates would also be good for telling you when it's time to take down the tree. Because I know that
Yeah, that's
that
true.
argument comes up. People, after New Year's. No, wait till the end of January. Sometime in March.
When the tree spontaneously combusts,
Yes.
or when there aren't any needles left.
But with your edible ornaments, it'll be like, okay, the food's gone bad. It's time to get rid of the tree till
Little
next
gingerbread
year.
men,
Yeah.
gingerbread. Can't even say gingerbread. Gingerbread people.
Ginger-
hanging on the
yes.
tree, gingerbread critters. What other kind of things do you
Put
eat
on
that you could
trees,
put on a
popcorn
tree?
on string,
Yeah, the popcorn.
You can
the
make it different
cranberries,
colors.
Candy canes.
candy canes. Sometimes, yeah, they do have like I don't know, do they put lint candy balls on like a little hook or string or something?
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That's a marketing opportunity.
And you could tell
Or
them,
Hershey
nope,
Kisses
can't
or
eat it
something.
until Christmas. And then people will be like, imagine that, all of your ornaments off your tree on
Christmas
that day.
Easier taking it down.
Exactly.
When the time finally comes.
You want to take the tree down? No, I just ate. You just have to wait. Give me some coffee, I can dunk. I just feel like, yeah, little like donuts on strings, and you just take your coffee, go up to the branch and like dunk.
No, donuts on strings is more of a Halloween thing.
Oh, really?
Because you can't bob for apples anymore because it's,
Life threatening?
OSHA or health, the health
Abusive
department
to
will be down
apples?
yeah, I guess so. Well, dunking your head in water that everybody else has dunked their head in, and I don't know. But
It's like waterboarding, but
hang
fun.
I don't know, but they hang the donuts, and you have to eat the donut. on
Oh,
the
that,
string
okay,
without
yeah,
your
Now,
hands
bing, 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 small little memory in the back of the head.
instead of bobbing for apples. I always hated bobbing for apples.
What do you have, like somebody with a stick and a donut, like making you jump up and
You
down?
clothesline.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not like a piñata where it moves and you have to hit it with a stick. No, it's actually there, but as soon as you're not allowed to use your hands.
Okay.
So you got to put your hands behind your back, and then you try to eat it, and as soon as you take a bite, it
We need
like,
video of
swings
this.
and-
We need a clip to go to, like right now, of people trying to do these things.
Let's just get a donut on a clothesline and do a demonstration. No,
Yes.
no, let's not do that.
Go up to the gazebo in the middle of town.
It's too cold out there.
It is a little bit cold out there, but it's going to be 50 on tomorrow or something like that.
Oh, so we're not going to have a white Christmas, is what you're telling me.
I mean, that's all I really would like. I would like it to snow on the 24th and melt on the 26th, and I'm done. I'm good with the rest of winter. That's
Okay.
boom. That's what I want. Nothing else.
Yeah, but the show's also going to be aired beginning on
Oh, I'd
Christmas.
also like to say
so.
you would have a caller. Greg Smith was going to call in, but luckily
But
he
I wanted to
luckily
be
he
home
came
on
in
Christmas
and
Eve,
he is
you
now
know.
doing a meeting like last second. So great job, Greg. I'll ask questions.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you, Greg. We appreciate it.
So
Okay,
that's what
so
he's
anyway,
doing right now.
Yeah, I tortured everybody. I tortured Colleen and Mike, so now I'm going to bug you. And how did you are BCAT,
Am I?
basically.
Okay.
You've been here like
while.
forever, practically. How long have you been here?
I started volunteering in '93 and working here in like 2000. So, but when you get to a certain age, it all feels like a month ago. It's like, when did that happen? A month ago. And anything after that, that's before that, it's like, oh, 2 months ago. I don't know when this
No.
happened, but to me, it's just like, boom. When did you graduate high school? A month ago.
Yeah, just recently.
When did you start school? Oh, a month before that.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, time kind of
it becomes fluid.
exactly.
Random access memory.
The timey-wimey thing.
Spinny winny things, yeah.
What's the thing on Doctor Who that he says? The timey-wimey?
Timey-wimey.
I don't remember.
Are you talking New Who or like
New Who.
classic Who?
Well, 50 years, it all kind of, it's a month ago.
Yeah, a month ago.
So,
And 2 months ago, there was like the Five Doctors, the 25th anniversary thing. I remember.
20th anniversary.
Oh, was that the 20th? Yeah,
50th
I remember watching that. I was just watching it
Oh,
yesterday, actually.
okay. See, that's why you think it's a month ago, because
Exactly.
it was.
If you have a TARDIS, it could be.
TARDIS, yeah. Exactly.
Time
Although
and
I wouldn't
relative
mind.
dimensions
No,
with
no,
an S in
no,
space.
no, let's not
I'm
go
saying it
into
on
that.
TV, by the way.
So it's got to be true. It's on the internet.
Exactly. It's on the
gotta be true.
internet.
I wish Time Lord technology did exist.
Which would you rather have, a time-traveling device or regeneration? If you could only have one.
Neither.
Neither. What do you want, the sonic screwdriver?
No, I want the TARDIS where it's bigger on the inside.
Oh, that's what I said.
Smaller.
TARDIS. Oh, well, I meant the time travel part, but you want the huge closet.
Yeah, I want the huge closet.
Yeah, that'd
I
be
mean,
awesome.
I could stay exactly where I am, but I just have too much stuff that I just,
I just want to see the episode where the Doctor can't find his way out of the TARDIS. For like a whole like.
There was an episode on
Really,
that,
just
wasn't
like, where's the
Yeah.
door? We
Yeah,
left the
there
door
was-
here. There was one episode though when they tried to fix it, and instead of being a police box, like one time they come up and it's a piano and the top opens and he's
yeah.
that was a good episode.
I think I saw that one. Anyway, okay, back to Christmas traditions.
Yes,
You do celebrate Christmas.
yes,
Yes.
yep.
What's your favorite tradition?
Getting presents, giving presents,
Getting
both
presents.
getting and giving presents. Yes,
You want the stuff.
yeah, the bling, the blang, the whatever they call it nowadays.
Do you like to wrap?
No, not at all. Hate it.
No.
But that's why they have wrapping things at other stores and things,
At
which
the
is really
mall.
nice.
And it
Yes.
helps a good cause.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
we see at our house we are no longer allowed bows or ribbons or anything because we have a cat that likes to chew on them and eat them.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
So it's like, no, just slap a gift tag on it, and you're done. So
Also-
you grew up in a house with a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Any
That's true.
embarrassing moments where the tree falls over on someone or
Let's
snowball
see.
fights
I just remember
or
I
Santa
think,
mixing up the presents and
like my parents were like, you don't get up to go out to the tree or anything like that until we get up. Until my parents get up, no one was allowed to like leave the room and go to the tree.
Oh,
so like
you guys must have been.
at 4 o'clock in the morning, I would be in my room and I would be yelling over to my sister, "Hey, Christina, are you up?" And she'd be like, "No, yes, I'm up. Are you up?" And
Mom, Dad, are you
no,
awake?
we would like,
Like the reverse of the Waltons thing.
if we were just really loud, eventually they'd get up like
So
around.
instead of the goodnight John Boy, goodnight Mary Ellen,
Good
it's,
morning.
Hey, are you awake?
I'm
You
awake.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad awake? I don't know. Go clang. I'm making noises. Are you making noises? Yes, I'm making noises.
Okay, we're yelling. We're probably screwing up Mike
No,
and
the
Colin
audio,
trying to
making
do the
them
soundboard.
work,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're probably going to swear at us pretty soon.
I need to glance at the shot too, make sure I'm not doing like the side head
the
thing.
ear.
Yeah.
Well, you're supposed to. Ignore the cameras. They do not exist.
Okay.
Kind of like the whole Time Lord technology thing.
Oh, speaking of that, I like the way that looks actually. Now that I'm on this side of it.
Yeah,
looking
that
at
is
it.
pretty cool, isn't
That
it?
is nice. The
count-
timer.
Yeah.
People were talking about an off-camera timer, by the way. Just
I
like,
think they figured that out.
oh, good. You have a smart audience.
I do have an intellectual audience.
Cool.
And I've noticed that my BCAT web page is up to 81 likes.
Ooh.
I'm very excited about that.
We're going to have to have like some kind of like 100 like century celebration when you get to
Ooh.
the 100.
I like that.
Maybe like offer like a prize, or you could be the guest on the show if you're the 100th
Yeah,
like.
but how do you know?
I don't know. There must be some way of knowing. Maybe when people do the like, they can do the message. Hey, I just like you, but you'd have to trust the people doing it.
It's just like a little checkbox where it's like 81 likes, you know, the little thumbs
Little
up thing.
thumbs up, yes.
So, but I am very excited about that.
That's
And
cool.
Through the wonders of modern technology.
On the
know,
internet.
On the internet. It's got to be true.
Exactly.
But I,
I'll watch this on the internet at some
have
point.
a YouTube page that
Yes.
you and Mike and other BCAT staff members have been so willing to help me set up, so people can watch the show anytime.
Anywhere.
It's on demand.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
On your device, in bed while having cereal, you know, you could watch
You can't
it.
have cereal in bed because you might spill the milk and it just get messy and yeah.
Since
no
you're
food,
distracted by
yeah.
the show.
Yeah. No.
But technically you could with the technology
You
available.
could.
Don't watch the show while you're driving, though. That's our one recommendation to the people at home. So, well, this show's really interesting.
Actually, you know, okay, tangent.
Whee!
When WGBH was planning on moving,
Okay.
they are now located right along the Mass Turnpike. And they have this digital facade, and they were talking about, you know, what are we going to put on this digital facade? Do we want, like, you know, constellations or, you know, like the screensaver type, you know, flying toasters or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm sure it wasn't flying toasters.
Whale
But
song.
they were like thinking, well, we can't have programming on there because people would be driving along the Mass Turnpike, you know, watching the digital screen and, you know, see Jim Lehrer up there talking and reading the captioning, and you know, that would not go over too well.
Somebody
with
would
Mass
sue
State
them
Police.
eventually.
Yeah, so
Because I wasn't smart enough to keep my eyes on the road, and it's WGBH's fault because they're just too good.
it's a pledge drive, you know.
Yeah.
WPLG, I'll pledge.
I was trying to figure out where to text my pledge to while driving because I saw the big thing on the wall. It's their fault.
Yeah, see, they wanted to avoid that.
Yes,
so,
yes.
Yeah,
Because they care.
because they do care.
So what did they put up? What's there?
I don't know because I left before they actually moved. And
You
now I
haven't
have
driven
no
by?
reason- I have no reason to go on the Mass Turnpike in that section now.
That's
because
true. They
coming
charge
up to
you for that.
Burlington- They do.
So, if there's other ways around, take the freeways. Wait a minute. Anyways.
Well, no, when I come up the Mass Turnpike, you know, from
Mm-hmm.
Western Mass, I get on 128, which is also 95, which is very confusing when you first move here.
Yes, you can
And-
take 128 south to 93 north, or it's like you take 93 north.
95 north and 95 south are the same at the same time. Or
Yeah.
no, 95 south and 93 north are the same at one point.
Even getting like on Wynn Street onto 128, and it's just like, wait, I want to go to Boston. but-
128 south is 3 north.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's
Scratch,
actually
scratch,
headed
scratch.
east. You know,
Yeah.
if you have your compass
It
up.
eventually works its way out, but to start off, you're just like, I hope I'm going the right way. And you find out that you're in like Gloucester, and you're like, oh. no.
Okay, back to Christmas.
Yes.
What are you going to ask Santa for this year?
Peace on earth.
You want peas on Earth?
Yes. I want world peace.
World peas?
Yes.
Okay. No, seriously.
Um,
Video game? No. What does Red Sock want?
a larger chocolate box. I actually have seen these at, because he lives in a Whitman sampler. It's about that big. So, but they do have those huge ones. If you've seen them like at CVS, they're like this big.
That you
know.
can hide a body in or something?
Or maybe a Whitman sampler box using TARDIS technology.
Oh,
Because then
there
you could be
go.
bigger on the inside and travel through time and space, which would just lead to a whole new avenue of shows. Benjamin Franklin next. Now that would be cool. Time travel talk shows. I think we've
That'd be
done this
cool.
as a skit, but anyways, that would be interesting.
Somebody just recently.
Who would you go back in time to talk to? Who would be the first guest if you could go anywhere, time and space, but you can only do a talk show with them?
I don't know. Although that did spawn a memory.
Yes.
I was an education major when I
Mm-hmm.
was in college, and I had to student teach, and I had to student teach third grade. And we had a unit on different ways of categorizing animals.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually had to do something on Darwin.
Awesome.
Creationism versus
Evolution.
Evolution. Let's not even go there. However, I was given this assignment, and I was trying to figure out how to do it where the kids would remember. So I actually dressed up as Charles Darwin. And I thought of this at like 10 o'clock the night before.
What kind of research did you have to do to know
I
how
just
to...
looked up in this ancient set of encyclopedias that we had in our dorm, and I found a picture of Charles Darwin.
Oh, okay. I was like, it was like
And-
some fashion Vogue magazine. The evolving look of Charles Darwin.
No, but I had to make a beard,
Okay.
and I didn't have any. I had to make a white beard, kind of like Santa. Didn't have. Didn't have any cotton balls.
You never see Charles Darwin and Santa in the same place.
That's true.
Continue, please.
Although I think Charles Darwin had a little more a shorter beard,
Okay.
but I didn't have any cotton balls, so I ended up using toilet paper scrunched up
For?
his beard.
Oh,
I wore a
okay.
toilet paper beard, and I walked in front of this classroom filled with 8-year-olds, and I said, "Okay, we're going to go on a time. We're going to go on a time machine. We're going to travel through time. We're going to talk about
Come with me
different
now."
ways." And I dressed up as Charles Darwin. I had glasses instead of my contact lenses, and I made myself a beard, and I kind of
Black
talked.
kind of suit.
I think I don't know what color suit I had, but I tried getting the most business-like
Matching
attire
19th
I
century.
could, and I had the phoniest British accent.
Yeah, which kind of British
ever.
accent did he have?
I don't even know what kind of accent it
There are
was. It
different
was
ones,
really bad,
you know.
but the kids
Hello.
didn't seem to care. And I'm in the middle of talking in this really silly accent, and the principal of the school walked by and looked in, and she walked by and then backed up and looked, trying to figure out, cracking up hysterically, and then ended up walking away. But
drive by.
there is a point to this story
Yes.
that after this whole thing, 2 months later, one of my students was flipping through Highlights magazine or something, looking through a magazine or something.
Most important people
and
in
saw
history.
a little picture of Charles Darwin and walked up to me and said, "Hey, it's you!" Yeah, without the toilet paper beard, without the glasses, and without the phony accent.
Well, how do you know he didn't have a toilet paper beard? Maybe Charles Darwin had some hair loss.
Hey, I made
thing.
an impression.
Yes, that's what counts. It's boom, and then they go from lady with the toilet paper beard, evolving animals.
No, I don't know. She
survival of the
remembered.
fittest.
She remembered Charles Darwin. So it's okay, maybe I should start, making totally humiliating myself in front
On a
of
regular
children
basis?
on a regular basis.
For the
so
sake
here
of
I am.
education. Yes, but
But no beard.
and no
beard.
costumes based on what the particular show is about.
No beard. Exactly. That would be hard.
That would be difficult.
I think Red
your
Sox could probably
budget, your budget would increase tenfold, I believe, if that was to happen.
A lot more than that.
Red is dressed up at times. He has his holiday vest. He's got a tail.
He's red.
Fancy coat and tails.
He needs an ugly Christmas sweater.
Well, he does have an ugly Christmas vest. I'll have to show it to you sometime. But usually,
I tried finding an ugly Christmas sweater.
Christmas, he kind of stays on the down low because too many of his friends and relatives end up hanging over fireplaces. It's quite a horrible season for the fellow. It's just I'm not around. Don't come looking for me. I don't want to have toys stuck in me.
Yeah. Can't say I blame him though.
Yeah.
That does not seem
Christmas is
ideal.
not for everybody.
Yeah, that's true.
But let's see. I'm trying to think other Christmas things.
Well, actually, we are just about out of time. So really quickly, do you have a New Year's resolution?
Not to make any more New Year's resolutions.
I like that. That'll work for me.
Okay, cool.
You think you can stick to it?
Probably not. I'll come up with another one 5 seconds from now. I'll be oh crap! I should
Oh,
have
I
said
should've done
feed
that.
turtles. Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Eat turtles?
No, feed.
Oh,
Eat turtles. That's far
Yeah,
too expensive. I think those only restaurants that are
that's kind of scary.
yes, it's scary, and only really weird high-end restaurants do that, don't they? Well, eggs at least, right? No.
Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I do have something for you.
A blue bag.
Which probably, a blue bag
I've
that I
always
got in the
wanted a
mail.
blue bag.
It's actually singing penguins.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, Merry Christmas. You already started unwrapping it.
It's look, and it unwraps itself. It's like magic.
Well,
Cool.
anyway,
And my name's spelled correctly, which is even better.
Merry Christmas,
Thank you,
Mr.
thank
Cory.
you. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and
Thank
New
you.
Year's to you as well, and everyone else in the McNamee clan.
Thank you. And I would also like to wish a very Merry Christmas and happy and safe New Year to everyone at home. And hopefully you will be tuning in next year for my second year of Something to Talk About, where we'll be even talking about more things. Have a lovely holiday season, and good night.